Patriots roll on to the divisional round of the playoff. That was Drake Maye talking about his performance, which was admittedly not a thing of beauty. There were, certainly he missed Hooper. Hell, Efton Chisholm missed him on their little trick play.
Oh, my God. That place would have exploded if Efton Chisholm hit Drake Maye on a double reverse option touchdown pass. My God, that place would have popped.
All I could think of in my head was asking Drake Maye, are you worried you're going to get lit up if you catch a pass down the field by a safety or something, and see how he would react? I'm bigger than most safeties. Yes, Dan Ball.
Can I ask you, and Andy, I'll start with you because Josh McDaniels is your boy. Did you like that play call?
Because it didn't work, not really, but it was also there for the taking. And if you listen to Mike Vrabel this morning, they practiced it all week. That was the area they wanted to use it, the situation. They got the look they wanted. And it was there. It should have been a big play, maybe a touchdown, with an athlete like Drake Maye catching the ball in space. And he was wide open. I know Collinsworth said, oh, maybe he's supposed to keep going, and Chisholm didn't know. They weren't on the same page, proverbially, which is weird because
he just overthrew it. Like, Chisholm didn't set his feet. He
was under pressure, too.
Yeah, he's under a little bit of pressure there as well. So he throws off of his front foot, doesn't set, and just kind of overthrows him. Dan, if I'm to answer in accordance as well, or in succession, yes, I did, because it was open. It was there. Drake also had 20 yards of open space and real estate in front of him. There's a chance he might have scored. Again, holy smokes. And also, he's a little more athletic than Brady, so I don't think we see Brady hurting his knee like he did against the Titans in 2018 if Drake catches that pass.
Yeah, no, he's more athletic. He's younger. And so, Dan Ball, based on the tone of the question, you didn't care for the call from my buddy Josh McDaniels?
No, there were two things that I didn't like.
Okay.
One was that you were having a lot of success on the ground in that drive. You had 5 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards before an incomplete pass to Diggs, and then that incomplete pass. So when you've got 4 yards to go for a first down, when your offense isn't really clicking yet, I don't love a trick play in that spot on a third down call. And guys, Efton Chisholm in his first career playoff game, and I don't even know how many actual regular season games he ended up getting into this year, but it's only a handful throwing that pass. It was a little too cute for me in that situation.
It's Patriots 101 though. No, and the situation is when you're going to use it, you're not going to probably use it in a longer yardage situation because they're going to be playing back and they're going to be preparing. Like they were preparing for maybe the run game, shorter situation. They're running the ball, that type of. So the mindset you're talking about of why you should run is the mindset of the defense thinking why you should run, and therefore may be susceptible to an opportunity like this. But Fitzy, I actually told Dan Ball off air, this is kind of right out of the Patriots' historic game. They roll trick plays out in the postseason. This is Patriots 101. Josh McDaniels 1. They always have a hand. Sometimes when they, quote-unquote, need them against the Ravens, you're down a couple scores. And sometimes it feels like this is just part of what they think is postseason football and big plays and momentum and opportunities.
Yeah, catching people off guard, showing them something that they've never seen, something that they couldn't have prepared for or planned for. The only argument against it would be that they kind of ran a few trick plays towards the end of the season.
Yep.
Some may feel that was tipping their hand, that they were really going to go deep in the bag and open the playbook up in the postseason. But it's hard to argue. I mean, you can argue with the result because he wasn't able to complete the pass, and it just goes down as, Chisholm is the other quarterback in the box score. He went 0 for 1. But man, it's right there. I didn't hear from him post game. I haven't read anything, but I'm sure he said, will say, or will continues to think, damn it, I should have hit that pass.
Absolutely. Well, and I also think maybe Drake should. We'll ask Drake about it a little over an hour and a half from now on a Patriots Monday. Ask him what kind of went wrong there. Should he have kept running? Because that was Collinsworth's assertion. But the lone touchdown in the game was indeed Drake Maye to Hunter Henry, the old reliable, after he missed Austin Hooper a little bit earlier, and showed some nice sort of athleticism, slid to the left, threw the ball. And speaking of that play, we'll go to the phone line, 617-779-7937. Pete in the car would like to talk about that touchdown. What's up, Pete?
Oh, what a glorious Monday, huh, boys?
Absolutely.
So I have to tell you, born and raised in Wisconsin. I turned 20 when Brett Favre came on. I've been super spoiled with, MVP-level quarterback play, my two favorite teams, like my entire adult life.
Yeah, you have.
I think people are underplaying just how difficult and great that throw was to Hunter Henry. When you slide to your left as a quarterback and if you open up and throw the ball, your tendency is to be less accurate. And that ball couldn't have been any more perfect. And I will remember that throw amongst the throws that I remember from my quarterbacks that define them in like playoff games and wins. I thought it was an amazing throw, and people just don't understand just how incredible that throw was because he makes it look so easy. So easy.
All right, thanks for the call, Pete. How impressive do you think that throw was, Fitzy? Was that an iconic,
awesome.
memorable throw?
I would say in terms of iconic Patriots postseason throws, it's not. I wouldn't say it's number one, but I'd put it up there as a hell of a throw. When you watch, you know what it was, Andy? It's not the TV angle you saw it at. It's the replay angle when they had the camera, the Skycam 4K behind Drake, and then you get to see what his POV kind of was and where and how he had to throw it, and that he just got it over like the tips of the extended fingers of Derwin James makes it that much more special. But I mean, the divisional round game against the Ravens between the Edelman pass and then the game winner to LaFell, I maintain is probably the best ever thrown postseason pass in Patriots history.
Yeah, it was a good throw. Because of who Drake is, I think he has much better in him. Hell, we saw better throws over the course of the weekend from other quarterbacks, Matthew Stafford, Caleb Williams. Like, there were some pretty great throws.
Well, Caleb Williams made the best. It's going to be tough for anyone to top that pass on 4th and 8 in the postseason.
But Drake Maye, his performance. So you look at the first half, 6 of 15, 95 yards, an interception. And then in the second half, he comes out 11 of 14, a $173, a touchdown, a 142 passer rating. And I saw this, and this kind of surprised me because there's been a lot of good quarterbacks, young quarterbacks. And again, this game didn't seem like something you're going to say, yeah, remember the first start of his career? It was the greatest thing in postseason history. Drake Maye is the youngest player in NFL history with 250 yards passing and 50 yards rushing in a playoff victory. So, Fitzy, if I asked you to grade Drake Maye's first career postseason start, what grade are you giving him?
I'm going to give him a B-. He got the win, and he made the throw to Hunter Henry and a couple other big throws, the 4th down throw to Kyle Williams, the checkdowns to Ramondre that I was so proud of him for throwing and impressed by. But sacked 5 times, whether or not that's just a product of the line. He did go down 5 times, hit a couple other times, and the pick was on him. Flat out, straight up, like that was his fault. He threw the ball too low and into a crowd, and he got strip sacked. So I was thinking even C+, almost a B if I was going to be generous, but I think B, like an 82, B, 81, 82, B-.
Yeah, I think I'd be more in the C+ range. And as I said to you post game when we did our thumbs up, thumbs down, I had Drake Maye the runner on thumbs up, and I had Drake Maye the passer on thumbs down. And that's the interception. That's
37-yard run too, Andy, right?
Yes, he ran. I thought he ran exceptionally well. And not just the physical act of picking up 37 yards, but being decisive, sliding, diving for the sticks at one point. And I think it was also magnified in juxtaposition to Justin Herbert. I thought Herbert sucked as a runner. I thought he was indecisive. He wanted to run. Then he saw they were kind of spying him. Then he tried to flick the ball, and he would end up flicking it into the crowd. I thought he was sneaky bad as a runner. Yes, Dan Ball.
I think there's a larger conversation to have about Justin Herbert at this point, guys. There is a the
loser.
The L7 on the top of your head is one thing. There's an argument to be had about a broken quarterback in general. A guy who's starting to see the Sam Darnold ghosts, who's starting to feel pressure that may or may not be there. I know that his offensive line was terrible, but didn't it feel like some of those issues were self-inflicted in addition to the offensive line being bad?
His offensive line was beyond terrible. Yeah. I didn't realize exactly how banged up and how bad they were until the game got started, and the guy was just basically trying to make a play in a jailbreak all night. And look, I saw the memes this morning, the one with Herbert standing in the mirror, and it was Joel Embiid looking back at him like, I get it. You know, I'm more of a Justin Herbert fan / defender or apologist than probably anyone else in this room right now. I think he's got the arm, the talent, the will, everything. We've seen him at his best. He's really, really good. But this team did him zero favors last night. And you can't just do it by yourself, guys.
Let's listen to Justin Herbert when he was asked a question about sort of figuring out postseason football.
realizing that obviously the emotions are still raw. What is your confidence in yourself that you will be able to get over this hump eventually, get a playoff win, make a playoff run?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, and hasn't happened, so we'll have to reevaluate and see what happens.
See, that's my thing. I think this kid was absolutely a baller coming out of college. He's had some incredible performances, and he's not too far gone to where you can't recoup some of the incredible talent he has, but Andy, that's a broken quarterback.
Yes.
That's a broken man right now.
It's not quite to the Joe Burrow level, the things we heard Joe Burrow talking about the final 2 or 3 weeks of the regular season, but it's close. It's trending in that direction.
Well on its way.
And I saw somebody compare Andrew Luck quit after 6 years, and that's where the point where you're getting to with Herbert here. And I will say the hit that he took from my guy Ponder on that fumble was like a moment of, do I want to do this anymore? I'm evaluating my life choices. I didn't know this, but he has a very attractive lady friend to go home to.
Yeah, where the hell have you been?
His life when he's not under constant duress from his patchwork line and his offensive coordinator, who, by the way, respect for the career, but his recent postseason failings are magnified by just how minimal their output was last night.
So we'll continue to get into this comparison because Justin Herbert falls to 0-3, has a bad game, wasn't even his worst playoff game. So he's played 3 times, and that crap you saw yesterday wasn't his worst effort. That was previous to this season. And now you have Drake Maye, who some are being critical of. I told you he's not an MVP candidate. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't, but he's 1-0 in the postseason, and he'll be playing next weekend. He'll be playing in the divisional round in his first trip to the postseason. The quarterback play, the game, the big plays, the coaching, all that and more up next here on WEEI Afternoon.